Welcome to the freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection, and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey folks, Dude here, coming at it again, an iteration of Dude After Dark. Yes, I'm back, I'm proud, and I'm not like those other guys. I'm loud! Well, potentially I might have some hairballs, so if you hear me hacking and carrying on, it's the tail end of a cold, so it's not like I'm suddenly sinking and crashing and all the rest of that happy horse stuff that no, dude, no, sound guy, I'm fine. It's not like I'm just going, dude, no, I'm fine. There's nothing really, just, it's the cold. It's not the, it's not the caca. It's a cold, okay? Mercedes Sasquatch, appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, dude. Looking at stuff in the room, good stuff going on, and have some other people probably popping in, good stuff like that there. If not, we'll be doing other things on YouTube because that's just what we do. So, looking at things as it is, what do we have going on? Yet again, another iteration of, well, how do I say this without saying this? But we're talking about... No, sound guy. You got the itinerary of what we're talking about here, okay? We're not talking about monkey feces. No, we're not talking about monkey feces in any way, shape, or form.
Come on, squeal.
No, we're really not talking about that either. Yipes. There is no monkey feces or monkey whatever the hell that was, okay? No, that is just not the case. No, we're not even talking about... No, we're not talking about monkey pops either, okay? Stop that. Anyway, so we're talking about, of all things, spammers. Of course, you get the classic things in your email, and it's just... I cannot begin to do this justice, but the way that these guys do this stuff, it's beyond hilarious. I mean, the classic one that they tend to do quite a lot is Amazon, because people go, "Oh, what's going on with my Amazon account?" And they click on it, and it's just this hidden treasure trove of spyware, spamware, malware, call it what you will. You put that crap in your computer and just... Or, yeah, and then it's just,
come on, squeal.
Yeah, it's FUBAR. All right. So anyway, what I got here is I got this one. And the classic thing you could always do is you always look at the actual sender. And I've gone over and over again about this, but let's just do a quick refresh just to make sure everybody's on board. So if you get an email from somebody, first and foremost, look at the return address. Who is the sender? If you have something that is 50% characters long with Amazon in the middle of it, and it's just a bunch of gibberish, and then it's .pl or .wb or anybody but .amazon.com, and it is your correct email address, and it is something where they say, hey, go to the website because you got something sketch here. Don't click on the links in your emails ever. Ever. Well, anyway, so I cannot do this justice because first and foremost, the header address is gibberish. So it's not going back to Amazon. The second thing is they posted this up, and the actual email line, what you see in your inbox, is news detected blocked. And these are, parentheses. Location. Dear customer, we lock your Amazon account and hold all your last orders on Wednesday, February 22, 2023. Well, first and foremost, most Americans or English speakers, even if it's something corporate like that, they're not going to send something out that gibberish, that idiocy, and that just English, not English, English. And then, of course, there's the file. Click on the file and open it up because you need to know what's going on here. So, anyway, the thing about it is these guys send you this crap and they expect you to just click on the box and download the whatever it is as an attachment to your email. Now, if your email is smart enough, it goes, don't do that. No, don't click on that box. If you click on that box, you're gonna get more than a little bit of
Come on, squeal.
yeah, and you might even get some yeah, don't click on the box and get monkey feces. Most especially, you really truly don't want all that stuff just yeah, raping, pillaging, and burning all your, entire history, all your personal information, all that stuff that's in your computer. Don't do it. Page review from the room, Chris. Come on, Bob, brother. So yeah, don't click on that crap, okay? Don't. Now, this one I think is unbelievably long-winded and should have been done, I don't know, like 4 years ago. Just give me 1 second here. But first and foremost, none of it ever should have been allowed. And of course, I need to be very charitable how I do this, or I might get Godzilla stomped and yeah, I might get Godzilla stomped. Anyway, so we're gonna be talking about, of all things, oh, you know it, you love it. We're gonna be talking about the Chinese Communist COVID infection. Oh no, sound guy, no, we're not talking about just that. Okay, we're gonna be talking about the shots. Exactly. So the Congress prepares to investigate about the Chinese Communist COVID infection. Shots. And I'm not going to get into it to any great depth and breadth, but Congress prepares to investigate Pfizer, Moderna, and probably all the rest of those guys and their disgusting little shots. Yeah, members of Congress are preparing to investigate under the Chinese Communist COVID infection. Shots. Developments and other issues relating to the shots. So, select subcommittee on the the Chinese Communist COVID infection planned Dem-ic is being planned, and their guys are going to be going to look around and going, oh, what the cock did you do? Anyway, so prepare your anus. Congress is going to get Snoopy. And it's not the Congress you guys had before. It's a bunch of guys who are slim, trim, and have very, very small margins. So if anything, I tend to think that right now the Republicans probably might just be not quite so charitable, and they actually might just grab you right in the they might grab you right in the grab her right in the speaking of grab her right in the sound guy. No, that anyway. So this news story coming in from truthrest.com. Remember, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, all those guys have been saying that the is perfectly safe. You need to get it to protect everybody else because everybody else is going to be exposed to yes, and all you guys are going to get cucked up if you don't get the shots. Yeah. So anyway, those screaming Mimeites on the left side of the aisle, thus supported by the, let's just say the Democrat-aligned media and internet fixtures, have given great comfort and support to any of those guys who produced or had anything to do with the shots. Yeah, so remember those news stories I've been saying about, well, get used to seeing it because you're going to see it a whole heck of a lot more. Yeah, this is another one of those stories, okay? we got to be talking about somebody who probably wasn't really that much of a health risk for dealing with the and probably went out and got the shot. Yeah. So a healthy 22-year-old woman collapses during lunch with friends and has 7 cardiac arrests over 11 days. So anyway, 22-year-old woman from Ellington County, Londonderry, suddenly collapsed while at lunch with her friends. Adele Boyle had no family history of any heart conditions. However, started dealing with, major heart issue after major heart issue after major heart issue, and probably had all of the versions therein of the shot. No, sound guy. I got this one. Probably had every version of the cucking shot. Yes. Patriot Fever. I swear that cat's upset over the lack of a happy ending also. Oh, man. I don't even know about that one. I don't think that cat was doing anything, like that. Well, you never know, but it could have been interesting.
But I pooped from there.
It might be a San Francisco cat. Enough with the cat sound, guys. Seriously. Anyway, supposedly now, and man, Schumer's looking. I don't know if they retouched this photo or not, but Schumer is looking hideous. I mean, I don't know if they like darkened the picture or something, but he's kind of looking Darth Sidious like. He's really looking more than a little bit. I was gonna say just completely. Yeah, I was saying he was looking like that. Anyway, so supposedly the January 6th videos have been released to Tucker Carlson. The Democrats are completely freaking out on no small order, going, but it's not pertaining to anything. All that stuff that they're releasing is just nothing serious. There's nothing to see here. Democrats.
But I pooped from there.
Yeah, you might be dealing with more than a little bit more than you're thinking on, because, well, you're gonna find out just how fake your fake piss off was about the whole damn thing. January 6th really was not nearly the social chaotic structural thing that they had. It was basically a gaslighting operation. I mean, that's really all it was. Okay. This one I find absolutely hilarious. Coming in from truthpress.com, from Missouri, the Missouri Attorney General announces legal action to remove Democrat attorney Kim Gardner after she refuses to resign. Let's dig into that one deeper. Republican Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey announced legal action to fire embattled Democrat St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner after she refused to resign following a weekend accident involving a repeat offender who was free despite federal violations of his bond terms. So if there's anybody that's going to be saying,
but I pooped from there.
Sound guy, no, I wasn't going to go there, okay? I think what it is pretty much the public opinion is just Anyway, it sounded like that bowl was happening in an echo chamber. Anyway, so the AG's office started the process of filing a petition Quo Wantaro, which is a legal mechanism under state statute which allows the state attorney to remove a prosecutor who neglects his or her duties. Bailey will have to show a judge that Gardner neglected her duties and needs to be removed. Quote, This is about a quantum of evidence that demonstrates her failure to prosecute cases, failure to inform and confer with victims in cases, and failure to file new cases that are referred by law enforcement agencies, Bailey told Fox News Digital in an interview. Quote, I'm a prosecutor. I've worked in the county prosecutor's office and have motivated me every day to work for the rule of law and finding justice for victims. And rather than finding justice for victims and protecting victims, the circuit attorney of the city of St. Louis was creating new victims, and somebody's got to hold her accountable, and that's why we're moving forward with the Quo Wantaro, he said. On Wednesday, Bailey gave Gardner an ultimatum: resign or be removed. After a motorist had repeatedly violated his bond conditions on earlier charges, crashed and left a teenage volleyball player with major injuries that required both her legs to be amputated. Gardner's office is one that should be monitoring compliance with bond conditions and revoking them when those terms are violated. The victim, Janae Edmondson, 16, visited St. Louis with her family on Saturday for a volleyball tournament while her family was in the downtown area. 21-year-old Daniel Riley was speeding, failed to yield, and caused a collision, ultimately striking and pinning Edmondson. According to local reports, Edmondson only survived due to her father's quick thinking and military training. She remains in a hospital in critical condition. In the days following the crash, local reports revealed Riley was out on bail awaiting a 2020 armed robbery charge. According to KSDK, Riley had violated the terms of his bond at least 50 times. But the circuit attorney's office did not ask for his bond to be revoked. Maybe it's a little bit PC. Oh, you know it. Yeah. Well, we got to have justice for those disaffected people in society. Yeah, you never know when all these things are going. No, they're going so wrong. No. Sound guy, what are you doing? Bouncing the dummy with like a gravity gun or something? Anyway, the city attorney failed to file a motion of verdict, and now we have another victim in the city of St. Louis because she refused to do her job, Bailey said of the Riley case. Actually, she needs to be charged as an accessory after the fact for maiming this poor kid who was pretty much at the start of her life and is now FUBAR forever. Wow. I cannot begin to touch that. Patriot Fever, damn Squatch, that would be a hell of a... Okay. Oh, no, Martina Sasquatch. Oh, that soundbite. He said, oh, no, not a flashback to the 3-pound cheeseburger I ate 6 years ago. Oh. Wow. Okay, I know exactly what Sasquatch was saying after he ate that thing. He just took finished that last bite, and he was like,
thing sucks.
Yeah. Uh-oh, I'm having problems. Wow.
But I pooped from there.
Sound guy, what are you going on about, dude? Anyway, yeah, Squatch, I feel very sorry for the guys in the waste removal areas. It was like, okay, normal day at work. Oh no, look at the gauges. Somebody had one of them 3-pound cheeseburgers. Oh man. You
Cock juggling thunder.
Yeah, you've made no friends with that one. No, no friends at all. Man. This one I found absolutely disgusting. Just give me 1 second here. I gotta take a swig. This one I found absolutely disgusting, but they had a UN General Assembly gathering who had adopted a resolution that demands that Russia leave the Ukraine. And I'm sorry, actually, it should be leaves Ukraine, not the Ukraine. That's kind of a diminutive. Sorry about that, guys. In favor, we had 141 against 7 and abstentions 32. Well, the way I see it, I see 39 countries that deserve not a nickel more of American dollars or assistance to be given to them ever again. Now, the thing that really truly sucks is I gotta actually blow this up for you guys, and I will go into it for no small degree. Hang on a second here. No, that's not what I needed. Facebook's really bad in that regard, but unfortunately I can't like pull the picture. I gotta maybe cheat this. Hang on a second here. Maybe I could cheat this. I got open another tab. Hopefully everything still works computer wise. I try to keep the computer absolutely as minimal as possible whenever I'm doing like streaming because it's just sometimes not only great. But let me see if I can't cheat this real fast. Facebook sometimes is really boggy. Scroll, 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 scroll. Scroll, 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 scroll. Here we go. And I can cheat this up. So, of those countries that abstain, Algeria, Angola, Armenia, Bangladesh, Bolivia, Burundi, Central Africa, China, of course, Congo, Cuba, El Salvador, Ethiopia, Gabon, Guinea, India, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Lao PDR, let's see, Mongolia, Mozambique, Namibia, Pakistan, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Tajikistan, Togo, Uganda, Uzbekistan, Vietnam, and Zimbabwe. So that's the 39 guys who abstained, or 32 guys are abstained. Now, who actually was physically against it? Belarus. Why? Because they got their nose stuck firmly up Russia's keister. Democrat PR of Korea. Yeah. Eritrea, which really surprised me. Mali. Why? Nicaragua. Well, because they're socialists. The Russian Federation, of course. And the Syrians. Why? Because those 7 guys pretty much have their noses stuck square up Russia's butt, or it is Russia. Those 39 places deserve not a single dime of America or nickel, penny, no, they don't deserve any of our money ever again. Ever. I don't know how to express this one, folks, other than simply to say that really it's just no, this is just no. It is extreme. No. Extreme. No. So supposedly they're now dicking around and making lab-grown meat. Yeah, critical stop. Critical stop. So anyway, they're pushing this lab-grown meat by the WEF and Bill Gates as a remedy for climate change, which is made of immortalized cancer cells. Yeah. Does that sound safe? Yeah, it sounds amazingly safe. Let's all eat this crud.
Snoo!
No. There is no snoo. It's more like
Death!
yeah, that's really what eating this cancer crud is. So it's made of immortalized cancer cells. The problem is health data about these laboratory products might do consumers as well. Bloomberg's recent lab reports showing synthetic meat is in many cases made of cancer. Yes, it's just no, it's it's definitely dunk. Do not no, it's just While peddling his book, How to Avoid Climate Change in 2021, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates told MIT Technology Review that all rich countries should move to 100% synthetic beef. You can get used to the taste difference, and the claim that they're going to make it taste even better over time. Eventually, that green premium is modest enough that you can say the sort of behavior of people can use regulation to totally shift the demand. Although Gates contends fewer methane emissions from livestock flatulence will help combat climate change, it's a very small fraction, folks. It won't just save the planet, but it'll be allegedly a major benefit he'll seek to turn into a significant profit invested in the various companies to create fake meat and plant-based meat substitutes. No, sound guy. That stuff comes over and it's just, yeah, it's really just, yeah, there's nothing good about fake meat. Yeah, it's
Death! By snoo-snoo!
no, it's not. No, there's no snoo there, man. It's just, yeah. So the more sustainable solution, all the rest of this crud. But the thing is, you're eating cancer. You're eating cancer. No, there's nothing good about that. No, it's just yeah, more than his fair share of achieving douchebags. Yeah, he's achieved douchebag status. It could be said that essentially this crap was easy to make because, well, it's cancer. Cancer is easy to make because it's cancer. Do you really want to eat this crap?
Ew!
No, because it's cancer. Ugh. Be really, really, really careful about eating something that is not real moo, cluck, oink, or, any other animal sound because it's not meat. Patriot Fever. I don't know why we go with the six. No, Ralphus rounds are not $6 anymore, dude. Yeah. No, they're quite a bit more than that. Oh, Patriot Fever. Yeah, Button Do a guy. Yeah, I got some stories about him. Stand by for that one. It's getting fun. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but supposedly, of all things, and I don't know what kind of capitulation's going on here, but of all the amount of douchebags you possibly could attain, Mercedes-Benz is now thinking of, and probably will, integrate Chicom-based TikTok into the dashboard of certain models. Why? Because these douchebags, well, they think that there's actually some amount of people that want to have this crap in their car to watch their car, snoop on everything, and of course, obviously cause to some degree your information retrieval by the Chicoms to snoop around and just, well, all your personal information. Okay? Don't do that unless you really want these guys to snoop in all your stuff and, yeah, you're busted, okay? Don't do that. I refer to it as German car, Chinese spyware. None of my devices, read 0 of my devices ever will install TikTok in them. And also, I will never buy a Chinese-based phone. All my stuff is going to be either Singapore or Hong Kong or someplace like that because that's not China. China actually snoops and sticks their stuff in where it doesn't belong. And I know that my stuff is pretty secure. So if it needs to be a situation where I'm buying older phones and using older phones, I'll be using older phones. Okay? Because I'm not putting that Chicom crap into my daily life. It's just not going to happen. This one, I think, is bleeding spectacular. But of all things, yet again, Ron DeSantis running Florida to save Florida's best extent and all that good stuff because it's basically Florida. He's trying to protect his state. Supposedly, DeSantis has now checkmated Joe Biden. And the reason and the way how he did this is pretty easy. It's not that hard, really. Excuse me. So DeSantis put in place a requirement now for all employers to use E-Verify and will increase the penalties for human smuggling. I've been talking about this forever. If there's no jobs for these guys and you make it so unbelievably difficult for the employers to employ these guys, eventually these guys are going to go, it's not so great up north here. There's no work. We got to go back home because, life up here sucks. And unfortunately, even the federal government's not going to give us enough assistance. Yeah, that's going to be eventually how things physically work. So Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced on an extensive legislative proposal to take action against increasing threats posed by illegal immigration as a result of Biden's administration's failure to secure our nation's borders. And this one coming in from PatriotAlerts.com. DeSantis wants to increase penalties for human smuggling, strengthen statutes for detention of illegal aliens, require universal use of E-Verify, enhance penalties for document falsification, and prohibit the issuance of local governments of ID cards to people who are not lawfully in this country. Now, if you got a driver's license in most of these states, you can pretty much do anything that you really, truly ever need to do. But the problem is if you're an illegal alien, you shouldn't have a driver's license because you're not a citizen. Quote, with this legislation, Florida has continued to crack down on the smuggling of illegal aliens, stopping municipalities from issuing ID cards to people who are illegally, and ensuring their employers are not ensuring that employers are hiring American citizens or those who are here legally, said Governor Ron DeSantis. Quote, Florida is a law and order state, and we won't turn a blind eye to the dangers of Biden's border crisis. We will continue to take steps to protect Floridians from reckless federal open border policies. That's it. If all these states did this, and they basically told the illegals, hey, not good to be here, man. Why don't you go up to, a charitable state and they like you up there. You saw the way that New York freaked out. You saw the way that, Martha's Vineyard freaked out. You saw the way that all these guys kirked out completely when a small minority of the minorities showed up who were here illegally. Yeah. This one, I got to switch up, but this one is just, it really, truly, physically almost makes me ill. The whole thing about the guy leaking the stuff in the Supreme Court, this should never, ever happen. Coming in from CNN, new details revealed to CNN by multiple sources familiar with the court's operations offer an even more detailed picture of the year-long lax internal procedures that could have endangered the security, which led to the leak and hindered an investigation into the culprit. Supreme Court employees also use printers that don't produce logs and were able to print sensitive documents off-site without tracking, and burn bags meant to ensure safe destruction of materials were left open and unattended in hallways. This has been going on for years, one former employee said. If you got that going on, there is no security in the Supreme Court. Wow. Completely disgusting. Absolutely completely disgusting. But they do these things to themselves, so, it's what they do. Hang on a second. This thing popped off on me. It's being annoying. Hang on. Okay, here we go. From Fox News, whoops, they did it to themselves. Yeah, Hunter Biden just admitted in 2014 that his longtime business partner was a, quote, close confidant in counsel to then President Joe Kaka. Yes, President Joe Biden, who was then Vice President Joe Kaka Biden, according to an email from his infamous abandoned laptop. Quote, I think it's better to just focus on the fact you've been a close confidant counsel to him and say that than to say something like, quote, as a business partner with my son at Rosemont Seneca, Hunter responded. I think you call that a hole in one. Yeah. Hey, man, you want to talk about somebody who's looking rough. I don't know how somebody who could be looking like, somebody half the age of their parent and looking like about as old as their parent. Hunter looks Hunter looks rough. Yeah, really, really rough. Really, really, really rough. Um, this one I found unbelievably amazing. Uh, yeah, exactly. I miss Alito. Alito would have been epic to still have there, and yeah, yeah. And as Chief Justice, it would have been amazing. Anyway, so looking at things as it is, my Trump hating relations still are believing the leftist narrative. Now, the thing about it is that whole thing about like, well, Trump did this, Trump did that. That's why there was the train crash. Well, it's now come out that the Washington Post has reviewed every possible regulation change made under the Trump administration and found that none have contributed to the East Palestine train derailment. So, my relation.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, your little pissy orange man bad and all the rest of that, anti-MAGA, small hand crap. It's known for what it is now. The lies perpetrated by the left-wing media was yet again another operation of complete falsehood, trying to duck the blame off their guys and put it onto somebody that they hate. And it's really market too. I mean, anytime you see any of these, smack Republican things, it's like this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 and Donald Trump also. And it's like Donald Trump had absolutely zero to do with any part of your news story. Why are you putting him in there for validation like a credit card receipt? It makes no measure of any way, shape, or form for you to even mention the guy. He has no notoriety whatsoever in your news story. And the reason why you even threw him in there is to give it any kind of credence because your stuff is crap. Anyway, speaking of somebody with zero credence and pretty much a pile of no, I'm gonna keep it clean. I'll keep it clean. But just a pile of
Snoo!
no, oh well, snoo. Maybe monkey snoo. Yeah, I guess you could say maybe monkey snoo, but I don't know if you would say full on monkey snoo. Okay, all right, yeah, monkey feces. Okay, I can live with monkey feces. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yep. Or potentially just a liberal bleep bag. Well, no. I'll keep it clean. Okay, I'll keep it clean. I don't want to be struck down by the you're speaking in pejoratives. Okay, I'll keep it clean. All right, but I gotta tell you, Joe Manchin, yeah, that's about as clean as I can keep it. Joe Manchin, yeah. I could call him a turncoat asshole. Nothing. No. I'll stop there. Okay. Manchin was asked to which party he belongs to. Joe turned the tables on his party, saying, "quote I identify as an American." Joe. Mm. Patriot Fever, dude. Probably not good to broadcast you live with monkey feces. Oh man. Well, it's about as clean as I can keep it. Uh, as we march forward, onward, and marching onward to monkey feces. Okay, thank you, sound guy. After Manchin asks which party belongs to, Joe Turnstable in his party says, quote, I identify as an American. Yeah, but you're considered a quote unquote moderate Democrat. Dude, West Virginia, I don't know how you're going to do, dude. I really don't know how you're going to do it because right now there's a chick that's going to be facing off against him by the name of Justice. And it's probably going to be very, very interesting. It might be his attempts at sounding patriotic and cooperative, considering he was on Fox News. But what Democrat these days doesn't probably announce that they are Democrats? You wouldn't catch Joe Biden giving this answer, nor Democrat Chuck Schumer. So why is Manchin unwilling to identify as a Democrat? Does it mean he's planning to jump ship, about to join Kirsten Sinema and leave the party, or would become independent, or us gasp Republican? Yeah, supposedly he's being offered that on the Mitch McConnell reward for being a good suck up. I don't see him doing really, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but it's PJ Newsletter for the article. The thing about Manchin right now is you got to remember how many people actually voted for Trump in West Virginia. He carried West Virginia. And, every time he's ever done anything in West Virginia, he's had huge crowds. He's had people really, really giving good support to him. And he potentially has done really, really well. Patriot Fever, Joe Manchin for Undersecretary of the HUD, Housing and Urban Development. You know what? I don't think he really needs to just, if you're going to boot him out, in office as being a, sitting senator, just get him out of government, period. Make him retire someplace other than West Virginia going, yeah, that was really an error to be like, such a suck up and such a switcher. And, because the thing about it is, you're playing these kind of half measure games. I mean, Mitch McConnell, if there's ever anybody that was like, the best case of switching sides and sucking up to everybody all at once, that's Mitch McConnell, because he's a control freak butthole who doesn't want his power to be too strong, doesn't want his party to be too strong, but yet doesn't want to leave the table. So he's content to be one of the kids at the kiddie table. Speaking of somebody with a set of nuts, though, yeah, this is the guy that you really, truly want to side with. But PJ's newsletter.com, this one is bleeding, blanking epic. After Florida punishes woke Disney, Ron DeSantis makes the nightmare worse, officially destroying their self-governance. Now, the thing about it is the whole thing, that the way it operated in Florida was pretty much that there was the Disney Reedy Creek improvement thing, and basically it was really like self-governance, and it's really something that never truly has happened with companies in the United States, corporations, call it what you will. Just give me 1 second here. But it literally was like a throwback to 100, 150 years ago, where you had the company towns. That's literally what Reedy Creek was, except the thing about it is Disney World is not just one little area. It's 29,000 acres in the center of Orlando, Florida, and it comprises 2 counties, 2 cities, actually. There's a Celebration and what is it? Celebration and Festival or whatever it is, but it's 2 separate county areas that literally have their own separate entities. Obviously fire departments, police, call it what you will. And the thing about it is they were self-governing organization, meaning they did their own taxation. They did their own regulations. They did their own building requirements. All these things coming into play, outstripping the state of any authority to come in and tweak anything. As a matter of fact, I think the only thing that Disney ever was really, truly worried about was the height of the castle being X amount of feet. There can't be too many X amount of feet, or it's going to be so tall that the FAA is going to come in there and go, no, you're going to have to snip that much off of there because you're too tall for the planes flying around. Now, that's one of those regulations that's been in place forever. I think it's like 250 feet, I think, is the absolute limit. So the thing is like 249 or something like that. And that's just, regulations that the FAA has in like that area. Obviously, there's taller places. I mean, the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. is 555 feet, and it's only like, 2.5 miles away, not even 3 miles away from Reagan International Airport. So planes coming in is going to have to be really, really careful. More of 555 feet versus 259 feet. But that's also a case of there's also a bunch of don't fly areas in DC. As a matter of fact, if you get to the area of that airport and you're sitting there, you watch the planes coming in and they're literally banking hard to come in and then fly into a landing area. They don't fly over a bunch of DC. There's a bunch of no fly zones. Can't go over the Capitol, can't go over the White House, can't go over a bunch of executive buildings, can't go over a bunch of other areas. So they have a strict flight path they got to follow. As soon as they come off, they bank. As soon as they're coming in, they're banking and then going straight to land on the the landing strip. There's obviously places they can go, places they can't go. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Obviously, the Orlando airport is nowhere like on top of Disney proper. It's actually a little ways away. But that still is that requirement in place that I think actually outstripped Disney's authority. But they did everything else on their own. Oh, well, that building's going to be X amount of big, and this is going to be X amount of this construction variety. They're going to use this many studs, this many headers, this many this, that, the other thing. Water pipes are going to be run like this versus like that. Electrical situations are going to be like this instead of that. Gas situations are going to be like this instead of that. So all these things that outstrip the state authority to regulate. And of course, here's the dirty, dirty, dirty little secret. When Disney collected taxes, precursor to now just getting their asses slapped by DeSantis, they were taxed not in Florida, but in Delaware. Now, if you look at any of your credit card bills, they always come from the corporate office in Delaware. And there's a reason why they operate in Delaware. It's because the tax situation up there is unbelievably sweet for corporations to be based there. Kind of like why you see all these truck trailers are always licensed in Maine. Yeah, because you get a permanent license on a truck trailer for like $500 for the life of the trailer. So they never have to constantly renew. It's basically $250, $500, whatever it is, for the life of the trailer. Boom, done. As long as they have the accreditation receipt or registration card on that little carrier thing on the side of the trailer, that's it, done. Any truck can hook up to it. Any truck can tow it anywhere. It's a registered trailer for these United States, all 48. So Disney thought they were powerful enough to oppose state with the will of the American people. It was wrong. After Disney went to war in Florida over a conservative parent-focused law, the quote-unquote don't say gay law, the company outed itself as a dead radical far-left socialist. Quickly, America tuned out, and the company lost billions. But the fight is far from over. Disney is reeling, forced to quote-unquote restructure after losing so much money in supporters over recent years. Now it will lose those special privileges that exploited for years, giving the company an unfair advantage. And Ron DeSantis was on hand to give Disney the bad news. From Fox News, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday signed a bill into law that ends Disney's self-governing power and puts the media giant under the control of a state board. Now, I got to put a pause there for 1 second. The state board can comprise no former Disney employees, no recent former Disney employees, nobody that's basically sucking up to them in any way, shape, or form. They have to be arbitrary, neutral parties who go onto this controlling board. They had exemptions from the laws and everyone else had to follow. They were able to get huge amounts of benefits without paying their fair share of taxes. Remember Delaware? He added that Disney will be treated like SeaWorld and other theme parks in the state. Now, here's the thing. How much of an advantage do you think that Disney had over Universal and SeaWorld and any mom and pop carnival, call it what you will, that was operating in Florida? Huge. Absolutely huge advantages. That's the sound of woke Disney getting knocked on a few pegs. Governor DeSantis signed law ending Disney special elitism in the state of Florida. The land in which Disney World site is renamed from the Reedy Creek Improvement District to the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. That means Disney will no longer be able to govern itself outside of the oversight of the state. Previously, it had the power to do planned development without the state providing accountability. In fact, Disney World got to rake in big bucks, pushing its own tax burden onto the residents. Yes. Now the park will face accountability from a 5-member board. It will face the same scrutiny as other major theme parks in the state. Disney World can still operate, expand, welcome guests, and make money, but it can only longer act as if it's above the law. this is written weird, but can only longer act as if it was above the law, enjoying perks while enjoying the federal and attacking the federal government. That made no sense there. There's a huge blow to the company already reeling from the fall of its own foolish decisions. Just think Disney had not bothered to try to overturn the parental rights and education bill. None of this would have happened. Actually, I think what it is they basically pissed around with DeSantis and they got more than just a little bit of, how would you say this without saying this?
Come on, squeal.
But I pooped from there.
The mouse is now suffering some extreme back end problems. But the California-based company decided it had more power than the people of Florida. It thought it could import its quote-unquote woke immortality onto Florida, define the will of its residents and voters. Now Disney's learned the hard way that the California brand of socialism isn't going to fly in the Sunshine State. And I actually have like underneath the story that I had posted on my Facebook page, I actually have the video of him signing the bill. And he's like signing it, putting a pen to the side, signing something else, putting a pen to the side. And it's like 4 signatures on there or something like that. And I don't know who got the pens, but there was like a group of people around him who were just beaming, really, really happy. Robin of Luxley beyond the Disney board. I don't know, 3 little pigs. I think what it is if you really, really, really want to make it fair, put some Universal guys on there. Just do it right. And of course, Disney's going to be like, no, not that. Yeah, Universal guys running Disney. That's just going to be blinking epic. This one, I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but it seems that there's a really bad case of Fort Marcy Park taking place again. Just give me 1 second here. That's right. The Clintons are back in the news, and somebody had a bad case of Arkancide. Yeah. So anyway, it seems that there's a bad case of Arkancide around around the Bill and Hillary Clinton. I gotta say that they're out of practice, but it's been a long time since somebody committed Arkancide. So the Clintons are now rocked with a new suicide scandal. And details show that the shotgun used was found 30 feet from the body of a White House aide. I think we can call that distinctly into the no
zone. No zone. No zone.
Oh, it's most distinctly in the no zone.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Yeah, it's really sketch when you start having stuff like that. Speaking of people who are distinctly in the no zone, Alec Baldwin is pleading not guilty to involuntary manslaughter. Now, considering that he's a Hollywood type of guy, I think he's probably going to get probation, but he freaking killed that woman. This whole thing is disgusting. It really never should have happened. Delano Rosie, appreciate you coming by, dude. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Scrolly. This one, I got to get into depth on this one, so it's going to take a little while to go through this one, but it's kind of necessary. So, give me your lead, as it were. Hang on a second here. Scrolly. Scrolly. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard about this stuff, or you use this stuff, or you want to play with this stuff, but you probably want to start reading the ingredients on products that are using sugar substitutes. Yeah, of all of them, there's a product called erythritol, and it is a sugar alcohol. So the thing about it is this stuff is, it's not good, and that's putting it mildly. It's really, really not good. So a sugar substitute has now been linked to heart attacks, stroke, and death. So stay away, the lead researchers are advising. So erythritol, a popular zero-calorie sugar substitute, has been linked to blood clotting, stroke, heart attack, and death, according to the study published online at Nature Medicine Journal Monday. The degree of risk was not modest, the lead study author, Dr. Stanley Hazen, director of the Center for Cardiovascular Diagnostics and Prevention at Cleveland Clinic Learner Research Institute, told CNN. For people at risk of clotting, heart attacks, and stroke, those people existing cardiac disease or people with diabetes, think there's sufficient data to say stay away from the erythritol until more studies are done, Hazen also added. So basically what it is this stuff is bad juju. What it is stuff is found naturally. It's a sugar alcohol like xylitol, sorbitol, maltitol. According to Healthline, it looks and tastes like sugar, although it's not as sweet. It contains about a quarter calorie per gram. Unlike sugar, erythritol does not result in blood sugar or insulin spikes. It's found naturally in foods like grapes and mushrooms. It's also produced commercially via fermentation, Food Insight explains. But it's poorly metabolized and mostly excreted in urine, the study authors note, which is why it's characterized as 0 calorie. It's got to be a little rough on your kidneys, though, if it's not being any processed or anything like that. Erythritol found naturally in food is low amounts. Study authors explained when it's incorporated in processed food, it typically is added levels 1,000-fold higher than natural levels. For example, up to 6% of food weight in some creams or pastry products due to the lower sweetness compared to sucrose. Folks, I just keep telling you, stick with sugar, okay? Just use sugar. That's all you got to worry about. So the bulk sweetener appears in a number of products, including breaded sweetness like Truvia, products like keto diets, and reduced sugar products marketed to people who have diabetes. Stay away from erythritol. It's just not good. Let's see. Scrolly. Get some other goodies here. Let me jump in real fast. Got about a couple minutes. Scrolly. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but supposedly, I don't know if this is gaslighting or what, but has Ukraine brought the fight home to Russia, or is this just gaslighting onto Putin? But Russia has come under attack by multiple drones on Tuesday. With one of those drones reportedly causing a fire at an oil depot in the southern part of the country, another hitting outside of Moscow. The attack occurred at an oil facility outside Tuapse, which lies about 150 miles southeast of the Crimean Peninsula, with Reuters citing local media to report. Emergency services put out the fire at an oil depot in southern Russia overnight after a drone was spotted flying overhead. Okay, Putin, this is the problem with war creep. When you basically keep pounding the crap out of people in their own country, they're like, you know what? You kind of blurring the border lines. Something might accidentally air quotes, something might accidentally fly outside the war zone. Sorry. You're already pounding the snot out of our country. What are you going to do? It's different. Yeah. So basically, it's now come out to be that these drones are flying into Russia and blowing stuff up. I just saw it posted up in one of my posts here from one of my friends. Patriot Fever looks like Lightfoot is losing, according to one of my friends. So that can never ever be a bad. She's been really, really bad for her place, man. Just really, really bad. I don't know if you heard about this one or not, but supposedly But Do a Guy. I'm sorry, But as you, But Do a Guy, But as you. They was calling that But as you. So the Department of Transportation Inspector General is launching an audit into Transportation Secretary Buttigieg's frequent use of private jets. Flight record reviewed silence in line with Buttigieg's internal calendar, which was obtained by a watchdog group Americans for Public Trust, APT, at the time. So basically, they started snooping this guy out, and he's going on about, oh no, I only fly, economy class all the time, and it's come out to be that he's actually using, federal obtained flying devices. He might have a little bit of problem. Yeah. Fake freaking Fossey needs to be under the jail and his ill-gotten gains seized because now he's changing his tunes and he's saying, we may never know the origination of the Chinese Communist covert viral infection. Yeah, after there's a lab leak report. Fake freaking Fauci. You're
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
your time is drawing nigh, dude. Your time is drawing nigh. Butt issues in a little bit of trouble. Um, supposedly one of the former CEO at Disney was meeting with DeSantis, and he's like, "Look, I don't want to do these things, but these guys are so mean. They make me do these things." And he's like, "You know what? If they have a problem with you, ignore them. If they have another problem, ignore them, because anytime you respond to anything, they got another problem within like 2 weeks." But that story's coming in from Patriot Alerts. It's like, dude, you know what? I'm sure what DeSantis is telling. Look, if you were a boss, you would tell them to F off and let your company recover. But you're not. You're knuckling under those guys. Yeah. Ick. Coming on a couple of minutes to 10, but I gotta tell you, there is nothing funnier than this story to me. This one, I cannot do it justice. I simply need the precursor here. I need the precursor. I need the precursor. So, oh, what did it do? What did it do? It didn't do it. Anyway, so the precursor, of course, if you're going to San Francisco, San Francisco has now made things more expensive. Why? Because they're raging leftard morons. No. They went straight to the no-no zone. Yes, they did. They went straight to the no-no zone. So it just made life more expensive for themselves. Why? Holy crap. Excuse me 1 second. Well, they put a boycott on red states. They did. They put a boycott on red states.
No. No.
Red states. Red states.
No.
Red states.
No.
Red states.
No. I refuse.
Red states. They're not doing it. They won't do it. Okay. So anyway, so they put a boycott on red states, and the boycott backfired. A February 10 report from the city administrator's office found that the ban on contracting with red states has hiked San Francisco's annual contracting costs up by 20%. The boycott also failed to make the red state changes in the law, as evidenced by the fact the blacklist has grown from just 8 states in 2017 to 30 states today. And if you want to talk about anybody that's going to do something stupid, it's going to be a blue state going, well, you red state guys, you stupid rednecks, you don't know what you're talking about. And we're going to fix everything for you because, well, we know better than you. So, yeah, essentially what it is Daniel Alice said, well, we can't do, hang on a second. If we're going to do things, we're going to do things right. We've had a minor misunderstanding, and we could have provided those services. But you did bad things to the family, and the family decided we're not going to help you much. So you're going to have to rely on yourself. And in such process, and in such doing, well, you pretty much have just, you did it to yourself. I literally cannot do it justice, folks. Posted up on my my Facebook page. Oh, coming in from RepublicanDaily.com. But man, you want to talk about the cut off your nose to spite your face? That is the Democrat Party. Wow. Yet again, they do these things. And yet again, they insist they're so much smarter than everybody else in the room. Why? Because that's how they do stuff. Ugh. That's just how they do stuff. Oh yeah, right. Patriot Fever. But blue states are so tolerant. Oh jeez, man. Wow. All right, folks, coming out at 10 o'clock time fair. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know you got other things to do, but you guys decided to hang out with me. You get a gold star for attendance. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will catch you guys next week. Good stuff like that there. I will see you then. Everybody hanging out with me in the room, everybody doing all this stuff online. Thank you so much for your kind attentions. I'm going to break up with this one. So eat good, keep the head ring as always. You know it, you love it. And, wow, probably don't live in a blue state. But things might be improving. Wow. See you guys. Critters!